Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope you're well. I am going to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Leo out there. So guys, take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Remember, the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, Leo, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? Thank you, Spirit. Sign of Leo. Thank you. All right, Leo, you are starting out with the Two of Coins in the reverse. You have the Knight of Coins, and coming out together, we have the Page of Coins along with the Star card in reverse. Now, I can't help but notice that there's a lot of coins on here. I do feel like your money might be moving a little bit slow right now. You could have had an unexpected expense, or you're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I do feel like you might be feeling a little hopeless about this situation. Just know that your money is coming. The Knight of Coins is the only knight who actually crosses that finish line. It might be a little slow, but it is coming. I just feel like it's not what you expected right now, and that's causing you some concern. With regard to relationship, I definitely feel like there is a deep imbalance that you're feeling. It's been a bit disconcerting. There's some kind of a relationship here that is moving very slow, really slow. It's an offer that you're feeling like this offer is not, it's not balanced. Maybe you've given a lot more, but there's an imbalance in the offer that is being given to you, and it's coming in slowly. And I also feel that it's making you feel a little bit hopeless. I'm seeing somebody who is giving far more than they're receiving. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Leo's energy. And just so you know, Leo, pull back. You don't have to give. If this person's not giving, it should be an equal, give and take. And it's not going to always be always 50-50. But if you find that you're the one who's always giving, yeah, I would pull back off of that. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Eight of Wands. We have the King of Swords. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Queen of Wands. You might be dealing with another Leo, an Aries or a Sagittarius, and it's coming out with the Eight of Cups in the reverse. All right, so this person that's in your energy, I do feel like this person wants to communicate with you. They want to talk with you with the purpose of making some sort of a, change, a fast change. This is fast moving energy, and it involves communication or travel if they live at a distance from you. I do like that they're coming in very honestly, which is very good. However, the King of Swords can be very analytical, very up in their head, a lot less emotional. This could be somebody who is like a strong, silent type. But they are coming in, communicating with you in a very honest manner. So that is really good. Queen of Wands tells me that this is somebody who is action-oriented. They might even own a business or a small enterprise of some sort, or perhaps they're a manager. I do feel that this is somebody who is highly focused on you. And in fact, there could have been this energy where they walked away from you in the past, and now, there's a return, either you returning or them returning. I feel like they cannot walk away from you at this point, though. Let me see the energy between Leo and this person. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. So this could be somebody who has come back in your energy. If it is somebody new, I do feel that this person has no intention of walking away from you. They're highly focused on you, and they feel very passionate about you. So Ace of Cups is either a beginning in love or a new beginning in love. If this is something that, you know, you've been weighing up the pros and cons with, I do feel like you've made a decision that this is what you want. But this offer came slow. It came very slow. And now all of a sudden it's speeding up. Let me see. Show me what's affecting this connection. Oh, because there was deceit. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Somebody opened a door that they should not have opened. And so there's been deceit. There's a lack of trust here. You don't trust them because they're moving very slow. You're wondering if there's a reason that they're moving so slow, if there's something shady going on. They're over here, and I hate to put it like this, but it's like they're on their high horse. They are so convinced that you're doing something shady. Excuse me. Yeah, because they're saying, no, I'm coming through being very honest. Look how judgmental. I mean, look at this King of Swords. He's like looking at Leo and just like, I'm the one who's honest, and you've opened up doors you shouldn't have, and I can't trust you. I mean, he's very judgmental in this particular deck. So I feel like there's a lack of trust on both sides, and it's affecting this connection. There's love here, but it's affecting the connection. Show me the outcome. Seven of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. All right, so I do feel like there's confusion that is going to be clarified. I do. I feel like it's going to come from this person's, you know, this person. They're going to be the one to initiate this. So there's confusion about this. There's a lot of distrust that's taking place. You're wondering why in the heck it's taken so long for this to come through, for this, you know, this communication, this offer. It's like you're almost giving up on it. It seems like it's just, you know, taken way too long. They're over here, you know, basically being very judgmental, but they are in love with you, and their intention is not to walk away from you. At the end of the week, there's going to be a definite clearing up of all of this confusion. So, bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords. That's actually really positive. It tells me that while I do see all this chaos that's here and all this confusion, I do see that you're moving out of that. That's underlying this whole reading. You're moving away from all this chaos and moving into something much more peaceful. So it's a transition. So let's see how we're going to get there. Spirit, show me the Two of Coins in reverse. Show me the Two of Coins in reverse for Leo. Two of Coins in reverse. Two of Cups reversed, Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Interesting. So I feel like there was an ending. This looks like it's somebody from your past. There was an ending here, and now there's a new beginning. I'm seeing in both of your energies here. I do feel like you may feel this person owes you an apology for the way things ended. You want a connection that is stable, not only emotionally, but financially as well. You want a grounded connection. But you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups here. So at some point, though, I feel like the two of you were not on the same page. There was an ending. And I do feel like you feel this person owes you an apology. Now, during this time period, there could have been somebody new in your energy who, by the way, is still wanting to be in your energy. Let me see the Knight of Coins. That might be why this person in your energy here is like, you know, I can't trust Leo. All right, so we have the Three of Cups reversed, and we have the Chariot reversed. Yeah, you're not interested in anybody else. You're just trying to move forward and feeling mired down in doing so. Why? Well, because you're a little bit unhappy here. Yeah, it's like this reconnect with this person. It's taking a long time. It's for some reason it's very slow, and I feel like it's because of a lack of trust. This person might be, you know, thinking that you're still involved with somebody new. And for some of you, you weren't even involved with that person, because I see this energy of you not even dating. But there's somebody that is interested in you, but that doesn't mean you're interested in them. I don't see you feeling interested in anybody. I feel like you want something with this person, but they're saying, oh, well, we were apart. You know, you probably were dating all these people. I don't see that. And I think that's this lack of trust is what's keeping things from moving forward. And it's just making you more unhappy. It's moving, but it's moving at such a slow pace that it's maddening. Let me see the bottom energy. Yeah, it's made you feel really stuck. And it also is affecting your ability to trust this person as well. Show me this bottom energy for Leo. All right, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we have, again, the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, so yeah, you're basically to the point where you're like, look, I can't trust that this is going to move forward. You know, I need something that's solid, that's grounded, and that's loving. I've been giving, you have not. And so this is really unbalanced, and I'm unhappy. I'm not okay with this, and I feel stuck in this. So either bring forward this cup of love, or I'm going to cut you out, because I have to at some point. I'm going to give up on this. So I feel like, you know, there's this energy of you saying, you know, if I just fully give up on this, I'm done. It's over. There will not be anything else. That being said, you love this person and you do continue to give to them. So you want something stable. And I think you'll communicate that. And I think you're going to get that as well. Because I'm telling you, regardless of how this person is presenting to you, Leo, they are extremely focused on you and have no intention of walking away from you. So I do feel like you're going to get the clarity that you need. And I do feel like it's going to make you open up and feel a little bit more loving towards this person. Let's look at their energy. Show me the Eight of Wands for the person in Leo's energy. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Ten of Wands. And here's that Eight of Cups in the reverse again. Got a hair on my table. All right, so this person that's in your energy is having a very difficult time making this transition. They know that there needs to be a transition, and they're just in this really stuck energy. And I think it's because at some point you walked away from this person, or they walked away from you. They're feeling overwhelmed with all of this, and there's this lack of trust that is right in the middle of your reading. This could also be somebody who has a lot going on. They could have a lot of responsibilities, but I will tell you that they are stuck. They're not, you need this to move forward. You're feeling stuck because they're not. They have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, so they're not moving forward, and it's because they're having a very difficult time doing so. A lot of that is communication. They are recognizing that there needs to be a change, and it needs to happen yesterday, but they're having a hard time getting there. And I do feel that they are extremely overwhelmed, possibly with other things right now. And if that's the case, they will let you know that. But there's also a little bit of a stubborn energy that I'm seeing here. I feel like ever since either they came back in your energy or you came back into theirs, this person has been like creating problems because of this lack of trust. And they have a very stubborn, judgmental energy that I'm seeing. Show me the King of Swords. Yeah, it's like this person is literally almost creating problems, and it's because of this lack of trust. Two of Swords. Nine of Pentacles reversed. And the Page of Swords reversed. This person could be a little bit codependent on your energy as well. I do feel like they've made this decision that you're out here acting single when you're with them, and that you're not telling them everything. You're not telling them the truth. Look, this is frustrating, Leo. I'm looking at this and I'm frustrated because this person they fully believe all these things that they're making up. They're making up stuff in their head that they really don't know what they're talking about. They've already made this decision that they can't trust you, that you're out here pretending to be single, and that, there are things you're not telling them, or that you're lying to them. And then they're judging you based on that. How frustrating. Let me see this bottom energy. This person's a little bit immature, particularly in how they communicate, and they could be somebody who is codependent, has some codependency issues. All right, we have the Hangman in reverse, we have the Judgment in reverse, and we have the Page of Wands. All right, so this does tell me that this person is realizing that they're making a bad judgment call. And why? Well, because you're drawing it to their attention. And I feel like you're letting them know, look, you are really off track here. But I see you doing it in a loving way. I see you communicating to this monster inside of them that doesn't trust anything, and in particular doesn't trust you. I feel like it's finally getting through. The Hangman in reverse is an enlightened person. It took them a long time to get enlightened, but there's a realization that their judgments of you are inaccurate. There's an inaccuracy here. And again, I'm getting that very immature energy that's here. I feel like this person came back towards you. I don't feel like you chased after them in any way. I feel like they came towards you, but they can be rather immature. And I do feel like they are going to communicate with you, and they're going to say, look, maybe I made a bad judgment call here. Let me see. Show me the Ace of Cups. You're dealing with somebody that is extremely frustrating. There you are in your power. Queen of Wands. We have the Ace of Swords now. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have Pisces energy. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So I do see that there is a very important conversation that has or is happening or is going to happen. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords. The only thing we're lacking is the Ace of Wands, which is that fiery beginning, and also is a very sexual card, so that could be an issue between the two of you as well. But what I'm seeing here is that there is clarity that comes about through this conversation. It's a very honest conversation. You may very well be the one that is initiating that conversation, but you don't have to be. Regardless, I see you in your power. I see you, being very persuasive. I see persuasive communication. So I definitely feel you're a better communicator than this person. They're kind of in this energy of loss. They're feeling overwhelmed. They could have had some financial losses that they're trying to recover from, and it's difficult for them. Their money might be moving very slowly right now. This is contributing to this energy of feeling overwhelmed. And I also feel that you may have walked away from this connection and it made this person feel a deep, deep sense of loss, and they haven't moved on from that. So this communication and this clarity is going to be very, very helpful. Let me see this Seven of Swords reversed. Show me the Seven of Swords reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Swords reversed. Yeah, so you felt like this person had abandoned you, had just rejected you. And so I do feel like you were trying to move forward in your life. And that's where a lot of your trust issues come from. You feel that you can't count on this person. You feel like at any given point, they're just going to dip on you. They're going to be gone. They're going to walk away, leaving you feeling abandoned and hurt. Now, in their energy, they were heartbroken, you know, regardless of who walked away, and it could have even been both of you. This person was heartbroken. And so a lot of the decisions that they're making is coming from this deep sense of loss, this sense of feeling heartbroken, and it's causing them to look at it and say, oh, well, Leo could just leave me like that. Leo, you know, moved on with their life. Leo may have had somebody new. I don't know what Leo's out here doing. Maybe Leo's out here still seeing this person. Maybe Leo's out here still acting single. You know, maybe Leo isn't telling me everything about what happened when we were apart. Maybe Leo's not telling me everything now. So we see all of this distrust on both sides. So what has to happen is healing. There has to be healing here. And I do see it coming. This is a healing energy. This person has already made the decision that they want to be with Leo, that they want to heal this connection. They don't want to be left feeling, you know, this loss of you. And you've made the decision that you want to reconcile with this person. I do feel like you were holding back a little bit because of the way they were behaving. But when you make this decision that, yes, this reconciliation is for them, they make the decision that they have to heal their own energy and also heal this connection. And all of this distrust has to be released and let go on both sides. That's when you get the clarity, and that's when this jump start happens. All right, let me see the outcome. You know, it's just so easy to see things from the outside, but when you're in the middle of it, it's very difficult to see. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords, the Magician in the reverse, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so I do feel like this conversation is going to bring a lot of clarity. I think that both of you are getting clarity on your own. And I do see you both working on this. I see you both putting effort into the, you know, healing this, putting effort into communicating better, putting effort into, you know, trust issues. So I do see both of you doing that. And that's actually really positive. There's a lot of anxiety about this, though. Will it work out? Will it not work out? Is the other person going to put in effort? Am I going to be the only person putting in effort? And there's a lot of unknowns that are here. But my advice to you, Leo, is just do your part. You can't make the other person do their part, and worrying about it won't change. You can communicate, you know, in a very nice way, but you can't make the other person do what you want them to do. So I do see a lot of anxiety about this, but you're both sharing that. Now, also, I am seeing on your side that you have a fear that this person is manipulating you in some way. And, you know, I do feel that that, again, goes into those trust issues. I will say that while there's clarity that is here and things are moving to a more peaceful place, I don't think that by the end of the week that it will necessarily be over and done. There's still a lot of anxiety that's being dealt with. There's still a lot of work that's going on. So I feel like you're going to be in the process of this at the end of the week. It's not going to have fully manifested just yet. Now, in their energy, they are investing in this. They know that they need to do so, that they need to invest in you. They need to invest in this connection, or it's not going to come together. And I do see that they, too, are feeling a lot of anxiety. They are putting the work into it. They're trying to grow something, and they're aware, too, that it's going to take more work for this to get to a better place, okay? So they're trying to be patient as well. I do see both of you putting the work in, and that is really, really good. I do feel like this person drug their feet, and that made you feel like you were at the point where you were saying, look, if you don't try as well, I'm out of here. I give up. So I do feel like they're aware of that. I feel like you made them aware of that, and they are going to invest, and I do see them, basically putting the work in as well. So, bottom of the deck is the Empress. And I do like that. I'm seeing that more and more for you, Leo. It does tell me that you are in this Empress energy. You know your value. You know your self-worth. And you're not chasing after anyone. And also, the Empress is A, not going to be an option. And B, the Empress doesn't overgive. So this is something that you are learning. You're learning these boundaries. So I do see that as very good energy. It also shows me that there is nurturing that's going into this connection, and that's what's going to take you out of all these choppy waters, out of all the chaos, and into something that is smoother and more peaceful. And I do feel that, there is room for this connection to grow. Yeah, I do. All right, so I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Leo. Pulling for Leo. Using my Foxfire deck. I really like this deck a lot. All right, you have number 12, and it says, be still a while. Interesting. Let's read that. All right. For now, dear seeker, even while you're on this adventure, the Kitsune asks you to consider that it's time to be still for a while. You've traveled far and experienced a great deal. Now these wise foxes say it's time to rest and recuperate and be still. Still as the earth beneath the snow, quiet as a seed beneath the soil, and allow the energy about you to be rewoven and reweaved, and the energy within you to be restored and received. This is a time to pause and to breathe and to take deep space and time for yourself. In a world that encourages an endless doingness, this time of nothingness will seem difficult and strange at times, even frustrating. Yet there is a purpose, and there is so much that needs to be done in the stillness. Nature is not always in the process of growth. She moves and dances in a cycle of seasons, and the season for you now is winter, a season to be soft and quiet as snow, to rest as the trees do, and to prepare silently with patience for the gateways and tests that lie ahead. You will move forward again, but for now, my dear one, rest while in this space with the Kitsune of Inari, and know that you will be all the better for this time of graceful, soft, and peaceful pause. All right, Leo, I hope this has been helpful. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype this video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Leo, know that you are loved, and namaste.